Hi guys, hope everyone's doing well. I was just feeling like maybe offering a video about card cleaning. It's been a topic's been raised a few times, and some methods have been described. I'll just show you one of the methods that I prefer. All right. So if you do this, you most likely won't harm your cards, and you'll get some good results. We're going to do this white bordered card because the dirt is just more visible on it, and so you'll get a better sense of the cleaning and how it goes. But you do the same thing if you were doing black border. So the things you're going to want are some distilled water, and that's what's in this pump up. And then you're going to want something to clean it with. If this is just like a not very expensive card, you can just fold up a paper towel like I have. I have some like specialized cleaning pads just for some very high-end stuff. These are very soft and non-abrasive. So that's what I use on other things, and this will be good on cards, on all cards generally speaking. I would just what I was going to try to say here is maybe just practice a little bit before you do it on something expensive. So I squirted a little bit of water into the fold, and then I bent it over to spread it out evenly. I want it to be just a little bit wet, more than damp, but not soaking. And then you're going to get the card going like this, from towards the outside edge, right? You don't want to go this way or really along the edge aggressively, because you're going to risk messing up the edge of the card. The way that this works is that most of the dirt that's on cards is water soluble, and just by getting some water on the card, you can remove it, right? So I'm not getting the card very wet. You can see any water I get on the surface here dries like almost instantly. And the idea here is that the dirt and the grime absorbs water, and that the card surface itself doesn't really absorb that much water because it has clear coat on it. And so over time, the water is going to have a greater effect on the grime. It's going to swell it, loosen it, soften it, and help it come off in a way that doesn't damage the cards. The more experience you get, you can start to do other things like going along the edge a little more aggressively, and I think that's maybe appropriate on a higher played card, or where there's a lot of dirt to take off and you're not really worried about affecting the condition. But if the card's quite valuable, I would just do it the way I'm showing you now. And you don't expect results to be fast. I'm gonna go more aggressively on this card. I'm gonna show you how it would look more aggressively, but if you do this the way I'm showing you now, you'll get there. The other thing is, you might not get there the first day that you do it. Like, I would probably only do this for a while. Eventually you'll feel the card is getting damp, and when the card itself gets damp, then you don't want to keep going because the card's getting soft, and then you might actually start to wear on the card. I don't know if you can see, but a lot of dirt has come off already. So I know the process is working. I just need to keep going. And you can just leave it alone for a second. The dirt will continue to absorb the water I was using. I'll flip this over and use another clean side. I might add a squirt of water, tiny little bit more, into the back of here. And I'm going to do this card more aggressively. So now I've just shown you like kind of the optimum peaceful technique. You just kind of, like I say, just kind of work towards the outside, let the grime absorb the water, and do a little bit more maybe today, and then come back and just do it again tomorrow. There's no rush, right? That's the safest way. And if you just really just want to clean a card and kind of want to throw a little bit of that safety to the wind and go at it, that's fine if the card's not worth a lot, right? Like, it doesn't really matter. So then you might start to go like this, a little bit up and down the edges. You'll see I'm putting the pressure here. The sound of the scratching sound is actually this thing going over my hand. It's not the card. Like, if I was just there's almost no friction on the card, actually. That's the other good thing that the water does. It reduces the amount of friction that the cleaning pad does on the card. So the sound is just the dry part of the pad running over the top of my fingers here as I go. So you see, I do each side just a little bit, right? Like, I don't really want to get these sides soaked. And as I'm working the sides, especially like this, water is coming into the edge though, because the card's edge is not sealed with the clear coat. So that's how water can get in there, and then it can end up getting swelled. And then when you're working like this, the friction can kind of rub down that expanded swelled fiber and cause damage to the edge of your card. So that's another reason not to do too much at once. And you know, maybe not to spend too much time on the edge. So we're almost done. And the card's actually almost totally clean. So this worked pretty well. So I've gotten a lot of dirt off. I'll just flip this again, go to another clean portion of this. And it's working because I did a little bit at first. You know, you saw me spinning the card around and working towards the edge. And I let that grime absorb water. And that's made it a lot softer and a lot easier to take off. There's only one little spot here left, actually. Can I just get that a little bit? That's it. There we go. So like I said, this is more aggressive. I don't say you should do this with something very valuable. If it's a very valuable card, stick to what I said. Toward the outside, probably work the card for about 1 to 2 minutes maximum, and then come back, you know, another day or whatever, let it dry for a few hours and come back again. That's how I'd approach that. You know, the grime got on here over a long extended period. There's no real rush, right, to get it off. It doesn't have to come off in one session. So that's another key. It's just patience. And that often just gets the best results. Trying to go for it all at once, well, you know, it's like say you're sanding something, right? If you want to sand a piece of wood you're working on, well, you know, you could try to just get the grinder out and put, you know, I don't know, you know, 5 grit grinding flat paddle disc on it. You'll get there really fast, but the result might not be so smooth. And so you're going to have to find that compromise in terms of patience and using the correct method and the right grit if you want to get the best results. So yeah, it's pretty much done. I hope I was doing most of the work on camera. I actually wasn't checking to see if I was on. Was I on camera? Hope I was. Anyways, I might just finish the center of the card. You know, a little bit of a circular motion because there was some dirt on there as well. Yeah. I think that looks a lot better, and you can see the clear coat's still doing really well. The card did barely absorb any water in that process, and if I let it dry for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, it would be completely dry. So that's it.